Hi, everyone. My name is Stefan.
And I'm Alex.
I am in my 50s.
And I am in my 40s.
I am an American.
And I'm Russian.
You are a Russian.
A Russian.
A Russian.
Okay.
I am probably more of an extrovert.
And I'm definitely more of an introvert.
I'm single and will probably die alone.
And I'm married.
And will probably die alone.
We all will die alone.
And we'll be talking on this podcast about dating men.
And this is our very first pilot episode.
Yeah, so be kind.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's a perfect moment because of this beautiful TV show about hockey players, which is just starting.
I hate that show. It's so terrible. It's called Heated Rivalry, and it seems to be people that grew up in a really maybe restrictive culture who really like enjoy this show.
Or they are just
offense.
Or they're just women.
Yeah, or women, because it's actually like the number one show among straight women, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say is like now you can hear the real Russian accent, and Stefan is almost a Canadian.
Yeah, I mean American Canadian
who can speak French.
Un petit peu.
Yeah, so that's the perfect moment, and as we said, talking about dating men, and we also together we have quite some things in common. So we both gay.
Yep.
We both live in Amsterdam for the almost 7 years.
Yep.
And
everyone thinks that we're either brothers or lovers or
both. Or both. Exactly.
Yeah, but we're really just best friends.
That's true. And we decided to do this podcast about dating men, and could be, by the way, any man, right? So
oh, well, not any man. I mean, there are some red flags. There are certain lines that I won't cross. Like, no offense, but there is
you mean like
no Trump supporter for me.
Never say never. I mean,
never.
It could be exciting, don't you think?
Yeah. And Alex has a problem with...
I don't have a problem.
Let's just say that Alex is a little less forgiving the larger a person becomes.
You know me, I never judge.
Yeah. All you do is judge.
Yeah. Never judge was another potential name for our podcast.
Yeah, we don't judge.
Yeah. So... the first question to both of us is why are we actually dating?
Why are we dating?
Yeah, why are we dating?
We're not dating. That's what everyone thinks we're doing, but we're not dating.
Well, we are not dating. Why are we dating other men?
Oh, well, for me, it makes perfect sense because I'm single and, it would be nice to meet somebody. So if there's somebody out there that, sees our picture and wants to write in, we'll consider all takers. But
that's one of the reasons why we're doing this.
Yeah, exactly. For me to meet a man.
Exactly.
Why are we dating? Why did you write? Why are we dating other men? Who are other men?
Just to reflect on the thing that we are not dating. So other, not us.
Well, that's kind of implied. When you're dating someone, you're not dating yourself.
No, but it could be like it's not me or you who were.
It's
why
other
are we
men.
dating?
Okay.
Exactly.
We're not dating each other. That's
the thing.
Key thing.
That's the key thing.
Got it.
Yeah. So so for you it's clear. For me it's a bit less clear, but I think we will have a separate episode about that, not about me, but about open relationship and polyamorous relationship. So
how Alex came to become a whore, basically,
and we
an emotional whore.
Exactly,
yeah.
And we don't judge, as you remember.
No.
So yeah, for me, it's I just believe that love is not a deficit. So why?
That's deep.
Exactly, because I'm cultured. Why not to date other men, even if you already have a man? I know that for you it's like
that's greedy. That's
exactly
what that is.
Exactly. I know how you what do you think about it. But anyway, and we met. By the way, also indirectly through a date, right? So
you were on a date.
Well, it was not a date. It was just I met a guy, and I think it was my first week in Amsterdam. He was literally the first person with whom I talked, and like I was open about everything I was going through, being alone, like in the city. My partner joined me like only 1 year later. So yeah, and I think he didn't like me, but I think he was like, okay. Probably he felt like a bit pity because I was,
Russian.
So yeah, exactly, Russian. That's yeah. Anyway, and he was like, okay, you know what? Like, come over to there. There will be some kind of a party in the bar around. So why don't you come over during the weekend?
He
And
told you there was going to be a party?
yeah, I almost thought
It's
there
just
would be.
it's just people having drinks at a bar.
I was almost thinking it was like a birthday or something.
No, this is just in the summertime in Amsterdam. People go to the gay bars and they hang out on this one street and bring their drinks into the street. And it's actually like one of the nicest parts of Amsterdam. It's a nice way to just talk with people casually during the summer months. During the winter months, you're screwed.
I mean, you guys.
You can go inside.
So got used to your beautiful weather. Anyway, so and I came, and that's where I met Stefan, like in front of this bar. And the funny thing, this guy through whom we met, I've never ever seen him again.
I've seen him. I've crossed paths with him once or twice, but let's just say we're not close.
Yeah, but like in 7 years.
Yeah, it's weird. You can live in a city that is as small as Amsterdam and never run into people, which is really a relief, really.
For some people.
For some, like depending on the person. Yeah.
For some people, it is a relief. But anyway, so yeah, that's how we met. And but we will be talking about dates and about different dates, about different problems, challenges around different dates and type of relationship and so to start from something, I was going to ask you, so what was your worst recent date?
My worst recent date? God, there's been so many.
No, that's not true. You had quite some.
Over the years, there's been so many.
Well,
but,
recently. Something which...
I don't know, like the ones that's the only one that's really coming to mind right now in terms of really bad dates. I'm going to tell this story because I think this particular date really sort of is a great sort of touchstone for all terrible dates.
Oh my God.
I think I told you about this
It's
one
coming.
before. I went on a date with this guy. This was a few years ago, and we met online, and we decided to meet up for a lunch somewhere, and we go to meet up for lunch, and we order, and then for the next 2 hours or so, this guy launches into this monologue telling me everything about him, about his career, about his multiple careers, about his ex, about his drug problem, about the drug problems of his ex, about the restraining order he got against his ex, against like police problems, like all kinds of stuff. And this went on.
It's not just all kind of stuff.
Wait a minute, but this monologue continued for about 2 hours, and that was it. It was just him talking. And then at the end of this 2 hours, when we're finally able to pay the bill and I'm ready to leave, he's like, "Oh, I had such a nice time. It'd be great to see you again." I'm like, you know what? I don't really think that we're a match. And he's like, "Oh, really? Why not?"
Why?
And I'm like, "Well, let me put it this way. What do I do for a living?" He's like, "Oh, I don't remember." I'm like, "You don't remember because you don't know, because you never asked." I'm like, "Do I have any brothers and sisters?" He's like, "Oh, I don't remember." Again, you never asked. "Do you know where I'm from?" What do you know about me at all? Nothing, because you spent this last 2 hours completely talking about yourself. Let me give you a little tip. Ask as many questions as you answer, and everything will be okay. You don't even have to really care. You don't even have to really give a shit about the other person, but you could pretend that you give a shit. Everybody wants to at least be under the illusion that somebody cares a little bit to know something about them. So this is my mantra. Ask as many questions as you answer, and everything will be okay.
Little piece of advice from Uncle Stefan.
Yes.
To all of you kids. Wow. Yeah.
What's your worst date?
I think it's reflecting on what you were saying. I think it's also, it could be a bit of a cultural thing, don't you think?
What you mean, like? Wait, so for you, if you went on that same date, you wouldn't think that was a terrible date?
I think it depends. Like, I think in Russia, I would say it could happen. Like, Yeah, it's not necessarily that people are asking.
Okay, have you been on a date where you talked for 2 hours and nobody said any?
No. I think I'm more of a listener. Like it's interesting for me to listen rather than to talk. So I would be asking questions. But I've been accused that I'm asking too many questions.
I mean, actually, this is one thing I kind of love about you is that you're very curious by nature. You're interested, genuinely interested in learning about the person that you're with, which I think is a great quality.
But some people, they're like, is it interrogation? Like,
yeah, well, maybe they're running from the law. Who knows?
no, but it's also, I think it's something to do
There's
with...
a balance to find.
In some cultures, it's a little bit like... you're not talking about certain things. You're not asking certain questions. Like in Russian culture, you're not talking.
You mean you're not supposed to ask certain questions?
Yeah. Like you're not, especially something which is related to some shame or some like money.
What I was gonna say, what about money questions? Like, would you ask how much somebody makes, or would you ask some? Is that that's a taboo question in America?
Absolutely, it's absolutely. We don't talk about money. We don't talk about disease.
What about families? Would you ask about brothers and sisters? Do you have a big family?
Yeah, but very superficially, I think.
Okay. So what kinds of questions are off limits and what kinds of questions are completely okay or normal to ask?
Anything like it's funny because it's a combination, I think, for us. From one hand, we tend to go very deep. You know, like Russian culture, we go like in these deep traumas and so on. Mm-hmm. But from the other hand, we don't go very specific into certain life areas. Like, what do you do? Where do you work?
Wait, what do you do? Is that a private question?
Of course.
What do you do for a living? Like,
but that's something to do.
What do you do to make money? Is that why?
Yeah, but it's also something to do with a more closed, more conservative environment.
Okay.
I think. And by the way, when I'm talking about that, it's like I'm talking about Russia, like in 2019, which is a completely different country, like before the war and so on. But anyway. My date. Yeah, I told you about that. It's funny one because I don't have.
Wait, the American?
The American. Yeah, I don't. I hope he's not listening. No, because I don't have many American. Well, I have you. Basically, that's it. That's my.
You're welcome.
I've never been to US, and you are representation of American culture to me.
Well.
The best.
Lucky you. I guess.
I mean, you. And
and Trump,
exactly.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
the fuck.
Anyway, I met this American guy, and he just arrived recently to the Netherlands, and he was so negative about everything. And I'm not a super positive person.
No. Nobody would accuse Alex of being
over positive.
Yeah, of being an optimist.
I'm an optimist.
In fact, almost without fail, when it's around, my birthday's in the summer, and almost without fail, when we're gonna meet in the park or have some party or something, without fail, Alex is like, it's gonna rain.
Yeah,
and actually, it never does.
I think it was raining. You just forgot about it.
It never does.
Yeah. So he was so negative. He was more negative than me. Can you imagine?
Negative than me?
Wow. You're like uplifting person. No, he was really like negative about everything. And everything we were talking about, especially US, and everything was happening in US.
I mean, I have to give it to him. It's a depressing time to be an American.
Yeah, that's true. But even so, don't you think that there is some ray of light? There are still people. There are still families. There are still some friends around.
Yeah, no, there's some amazing people in the U.S. and there's some amazing places in the U.S. and you can't take a population of hundreds of millions of people and reduce it to a single thing.
Exactly. Yeah. There is always something, and no matter how hard it is, you're always thinking about that there must be something interesting, there must be something new, there must be something beautiful.
So give me an example. You say this guy was the most negative person you've talked to. Give me an example of what was the most negative thing he said? Actually, I think you said something to me. You said something that tripped him off. Like you suggested something, and he.
Oh yeah. You're right about the holidays. I was asking, what was it? The Thanksgiving. Yeah,
Oh
the
yeah,
Thanksgiving. The
yeah.
Thanksgiving. I was like, because I know you are celebrating the Thanksgiving.
I love
like,
Thanksgiving. It's my favorite holiday.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, so how did you spend the Thanksgiving? Like, was it like with your family or maybe with some friends here? And he's like, I'm not celebrating the genocide.
The genocide.
The genocide. And he's looking at me like, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
You're like, I'm not going to be celebrating.
Exactly.
Genocide.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. Almost like,
I bet he's a lot of fun at parties.
almost like, I don't know, I was the one who was like,
Yeah.
managing the genocide. Like I was the manager basically. I was like, why don't we do just like some genocide? Jesus Christ!
Wow.
And I think that and I was like, okay, fun. Let's make the.
And that was more recent than my date, right? That was just a few weeks ago.
Yeah. It was relatively recent. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yours was in Amsterdam as well, right?
No, that was actually in New York.
It was.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was a while ago.
Wow.
Before you moved.
Yeah.
Yeah, and talking about moving.
Don't worry, there's plenty of terrible stories from Amsterdam. This is just the one that came to mind as a perfect,
the worst,
as
as
the
the worst.
archetypal bad date.
As the worst. If somebody from New York is listening to it.
Yeah.
But talking about New York, Amsterdam. So, what do you think is the biggest difference dating here in the Netherlands and dating in US?
I mean, maybe it's kind of terrible everywhere, but
Or maybe it's
it is
beautiful everywhere.
or beautiful everywhere. It's interesting actually. When I first came here, one thing I have to say that is good about the Netherlands in general is that people are are much more honest. So if you're online on some app in the U.S. And you look at the number of people who are in relationships versus the number of people who are single or say they're single, there's a much higher number of people in the U.S. that say they're single online versus here. I'd say maybe even most of the profiles are guys that are at least open about the relationships that they're in. So I thought it was really, on the one hand, a really great thing here in the Netherlands that people are very open and honest about the relationships.
Don't you think that it's a tendency? Don't you think that maybe it used to be like? Do you think it's changing in US?
It's probably
as well?
changing in the U.S. as well, but certainly it was very marked just the moment that I came over. It was a really marked difference.
Okay.
That said, one of the downsides of everyone being in favor of open relationships here is that everyone's in a relationship because people are less likely to break up because they're like, oh, I can have my cake and eat it too, right? I can stay in this relationship with this person that I really like, but I'm maybe no longer sexually attracted to. And
I can have my cake and eat it.
You don't know this expression?
No.
Yeah, you can have your cake and eat it too. It means you can have everything, right? You can look at this beautiful cake, but you can also eat this beautiful cake, right?
Like eating a pussy.
I have a story about that in a future episode.
Okay.
But no, I think that the thing is here, because everyone feels comfortable being in an open relationship, nobody really has the motivation to break up when things are just maybe less than perfect. They're
the motivation to break up.
Well, for me, for instance, when I go online and most of the guys who are online just want to hook up, don't really want to go on dates, don't really want to develop a relationship.
Yeah.
It's a little disheartening. I mean, you can get laid whenever you want.
Yeah, that's true.
But to actually find someone that wants to develop like a relationship,
Something
I've already got a relationship. I've got
something bigger than that.
Yeah, I've got something at home, so why bother? So that, I think, is one of the biggest differences. Whereas there's a lot of, maybe people are all cheating in the U.S., but they just say they're single online and they've got a lot of guilt about it, right?
Yeah.
But at least in their, they have a conception, I guess, of, I don't know, monogamy or something that makes them more likely to.
But you lived in New York before, so I think
and
it's
LA
also
and San Francisco and
right, but also like very big cities.
Yeah.
Don't you think that also like the choice is bigger in a way?
this is the interesting thing about choice, right? There is, oh God, in New York, there's so much choice that nobody chooses, right? There's always something better around the corner, right?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
And,
what I'm saying.
and
So
yeah, so maybe I think no, everyone always feels that, there's more fish in the sea and, I've got millions of choices. So if you do any little thing that's off, like why bother? I'm out of here.
right.
And here, there's just not much choice. So, and I also come to find out I'm not extremely attracted to Dutch guys.
Oh my god.
I know. Well,
Oh my god. Why?
why? I don't
Hashtag
know.
why?
Everyone else seems to like them.
No, that's not true.
Okay.
Depends.
Yeah.
Depends. But it's just not your type, I think.
Yeah, and over the years, I've developed that feeling more and more in a weird way.
No, but it depends. It
Yeah.
depends.
No, I have had good sex with Dutch guys, definitely.
Yeah, and
Once or twice.
almost a relationship as well.
I did not almost have
Yeah,
a
remember the
relationship.
guy who was going to marry you?
What are you talking about?
The one with the big house and the cat
Yeah.
and
That
the
guy was
big
terrible.
wardrobe of clothes.
That you wanted. You were
Well, I
coveted, yeah.
mean, why don't
You wanted the free
How you
swag.
said it? Why not to eat the cake and have the cake?
None of that was cake. It was a stale cookie. That's what that was.
Anyway, Stefan almost got married, but
I
yeah,
100% did not. It's
we
not even
lost the
close.
opportunity.
Yeah.
But okay, so the directness in a way, the famous Dutch directness, that's one thing.
It's
but
not even the directness, honestly. I think it's that I don't know, they're so predictable.
Okay. Okay, before we lose all our
Dutch
Dutch
listeners.
listeners,
Yeah.
if any, I think it's also nice in a way. You said once that it's easy in a way here than in New York.
Yeah, in some ways it's a lot easier, and in some ways, like I said, it's kind of refreshing that that there's a lot of bullshit around dating and duplicity and things like that don't happen here, and people are more upfront and more kind of just as it is. Like,
Yeah.
I like this, I don't like that, and so
Yeah.
when you say Dutch directness, I guess in that sense that's true.
But it's also, I mean, okay, yeah,
But also
we
among
are,
foreigners.
right. We are dating Dutch, but it's Amsterdam is famously expat city,
Yeah,
right?
it's
So
famously international.
yeah, it's very international. So it's like all sorts of people.
Oh, yeah,
and-
from
and
all over the world.
countries, all over the
Yeah, yeah.
world. So
Which is one of the things I love about Amsterdam.
yeah, exactly. So, but I think that what's nice here is it's as I keep saying, it's a small city with the vibe of the big city. So
Yeah, it definitely punches above its weight, as we would say.
yeah, and it's easier. Like you can go out. Like as somebody told me, like I can go to 2 parties. Like in the evening, I don't have to choose. You know, straight guy, by the way, said that to me.
Really?
Yeah,
And he goes
exactly.
to gay parties?
As well. All of
Okay.
them.
Good for
just
him.
to find better
Music.
girls
Oh, girls,
who
yeah.
go to gay parties
are
also
desperate.
just to
Yeah.
to relax, as we all know. But no, I think yeah, for me, of course, it's way better comparing to Russia simply because how open it is here. But at the same time, yeah, the cultural differences, of course, the main problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, certain, as I call it, like Western versus Eastern European mentality. So it's not only Dutch people, but in
Does this have
general,
to do with why you guys like that hockey show?
there might be something in that. Yeah,
Okay.
there might be something in that as well.
To me, it is the most robotic sex I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
It looks
Oh,
really
so
robotic.
you're one of those who think that that's kind of a fake.
Yeah,
sex?
100% fake.
Really?
It's like watching a not very good ballet.
Yeah. I don't see anything like artificial in that. I think it could be
Well,
yeah, but anyway, we'll have a separate episode about the sexual part of it. But anyway, I think that's the good start for us for the first pilot, for the first episode. So just to give you guys a bit of idea, we have a list of different topics, like what we can look at, like for example, as said already, open relationship, also age differences.
I have a lot to say about that.
I bet you. I bet you do. Also, romantic dates, sex dates, like you name it. I think there are so many topics around gay dating which we can talk about. Actually,
And don't forget, like the twist or the foreign or the element why this is called foreign affairs is it's this sort of meeting of different cultures. When you're in a city like Amsterdam and you're not from the Netherlands, this cultural aspect is quite interesting.
Yeah, that's right, and I think it's great to share it. And one of the reasons why we decided to do that, I was listening to one Dutch podcast where straight man and woman were talking about their dating experience. Both of them are Dutch. The podcast is in Dutch, and of course, it's very like specific experience they have. But I was thinking, but we are representing certain community here as well, and we also have quite some experience. And when we are talking to our friends, they also have certain experience in themselves. And I thought it would be interesting for us to share and to reflect a little bit on that experience. It's like sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, sometimes they are funny, sometimes they're sad. But
I would say every experience is worth having. There's no such thing as a bad experience. There's just there's no good or bad experience. There's just experience. So
my parents would doubt that. But,
yeah, most people don't agree with you. But let me put it this way. I've been on lots and lots of dates, and whatever happened on them, I don't regret any single one of them. Every single one is a story. Everybody has something interesting about them, even if it's that they are completely uninteresting.
Even the one with the guy who was going to marry you with the house and the cat?
Yeah, look at the story I've got.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And I didn't get any clothes out of that. But
you want that shitty jacket he gave you?
Do you still have it?
Yeah, it's hanging in there gathering dust.
Oh, my God. Anyway, so we do not have yet any social media, but we are going to create an Instagram page, and we are going to create an email, and we hope that people will be listening to that and will be ready to share some thoughts with us, send some audios or send some letters or messages. And as Stefan said, he is single and ready to mingle. So
yeah, so send pics.
You know which pics they will send to you.
And interests.
You know which pics they will send to you.
Headshots, I'm thinking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Some shots definitely will be in that. Anyway, thank you so much.
Thanks for listening.
We will be back hopefully.
Yeah. See you next time.
Cheers.
Bye.